Newsflash is brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, fun papa fee.
This segment is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, fun papa fee. We didn't wake up to good news 2 days ago, where Ghana Water has told us that Galamsey is causing water shortage. In some areas, they are already experiencing water shortages. However, it looks like it's going to get worse, because if you take a look at the current state of River Pra, things have gotten that bad. We all have to join hands to fight Galamsey. It's election year, and we take a look at what the two main political parties are saying with regards to their fight against Galamsey. The NPP and the NDC, what are they saying? Today we'll have their reps here to speak to their manifesto on the fight on illegal mining. But you at home, we want you to join this conversation as well. What do you think we can do to fight illegal mining, because the situation is getting dire? It's time for me to take a look at what the newspapers are reporting, and after that, we will definitely have a conversation with our guest. Let me introduce my first guest. He's already here, so it's only right that I do the needful. Representing the NDC this morning is Philemon La Esquire. Good morning, Philemon.
Good morning, the ever-radiant Rosalind.
Thank you. How are you?
Very well, I'm okay.
Fantastic.
Okay.
It's good to see you once again.
It's my absolute pleasure to be here.
Fantastic. And we need you at home to join the conversation, like I said, brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. What gadgets are you looking for? Is a mobile phone, television set, CCTV cameras. Oh my God, we've got them all and even many more. You can actually come to any of our shops. We have them. You can visit our website as well for more details, or you can download the app on your phone, which is Franco Trading app. It makes things easy. You see the prices and you can purchase on there, and we'll deliver to your doorstep. Let me delve into the newspapers. I'll start with the Daily Graphic newspaper, which is the first newspaper. The Daily Graphic newspaper. Collaborative efforts needed for peaceful elections. This coming from the Speaker of Parliament. Very Reverend Professor Asamoah Jedu, New Methodist presiding bishop. Congratulations to him. Bediako unveils 12-pillar economic freedom policy, seeks to make Ghana a powerhouse. No plans for military base in Ghana, says USA. And that will be it for the Daily Graphic newspaper. The Daily Graphic newspaper. I'll do the Ghanaian Publisher newspaper next. The Ghanaian Publisher newspaper. Eastern Region hosts town hall meeting tomorrow. 15 private lotto operators get NLA licenses. Baumia to unveil business fund for women. Suhum NPP rallies behind Protozwa and blame Galamsey for Elmina Cape Coast water crisis. Now, we are talking about this. This is our main topic for today. Galamsey is not even just Cape Coast Elmina. Now, it looks like it's hitting the whole Ghana, and that is what we've been talking about from time immemorial. We've been speaking about the fact that it might start somewhere, but it will definitely trickle down to those of you who feel that, oh, you live in areas that you will not be affected. Now we are all going to be affected some way, somehow. I remember about 2 or 3 weeks ago, this communique was issued to the people of Obuasi that they were going to be affected with the water, water shortages. Today, it's not just Obuasi. It's come all the way to Accra. In fact, the whole of Ghana. And so what are we going to do to fight Galamsey? I'll do the Ghanaian Times newspaper next. The Ghanaian Times newspaper. Water shortage in Cape Coast, Elmina, and others. We can't produce supply water. GWL laments as Galamsey activities pollute River Pra. Minority opposes deployment of military to enforce grain export ban. Don't abandon country after your studies abroad. President appeal to Ghanaian students. This appeal is good, very, very good appeal, but that will be dependent on how they will survive if, they're done. Where are the jobs? How strong is our city? These are the questions they are asking, Mr. President. I think that I had a conversation with a young man. I'm a bit passionate about this because I had a conversation with a young man who was doing so well. He was working in, I think, a rural bank, and now he says he's in Dubai seeking for greener pastures. He's not even working. That's the sad part. He says things are difficult, but I would rather be here than come to Ghana. Sad reality. So something must be done about our economy. Adenta NPPPC boosts police mobility, security in community as she donates 10 motorbikes to Divisional Police Command. And I'm talking about my very own Akosua Menu. She's doing well. Republic Press newspaper is the next newspaper. Road tragedy strikes again. 3 dead, 32 injured. Ooh, what's happening? You know, anytime it's getting close to the end of the year, we hear so many accidents and we are wondering where it's coming from. Is it that people are speeding, over speeding? Is it that people are too tired? You know, too tired to drive? Is it that the roads are bad? Is it that there's no street lights? What is happening? Yesterday, we even heard of an accident where it was involving Otuado, that's the coach for Ghana Black Stars, and his assistant. Hey, so now trying to travel again is going to be dangerous again. No way. Akufo-Addo urges Methodist Church to uphold truth and justice. Black Stars coach involved in near-fatal accident, and this is what I just spoke about. 2024 elections, NPP will not kowtow to intimidation. This is coming from Kodria Frimpong. Asante region, 5 robbers jailed for robbery and carjacking, and GWCL attributes water supply challenges to Galamsey activities. Okay, now I am expecting, and it's not just me, you know, I think somewhere in 2008, 2001, thereabout, we used to hear things like peace. There was a peace campaign where we had musicians embarking on peace campaign. We had known faces, celebrities embarking on peace campaign. What's happening this year? We are not hearing it. What we are rather hearing is the leaders of these two political parties. I'm talking about, you know, either their party chairman or their general secretary telling us, boot for boot, we'll not kowtow, we'll not do. What is going on? What is going on? Are we not supposed to give power to who power deserves? Are we supposed to be fighting? No, this is, for me, this is unacceptable, though. This is unacceptable because we don't belong to any political party. We just go and cast our votes and go home. Why should we be affected? Whoever people decide to choose, you should just hand over power to the person. So if it's NPP, NPP maintains the power. If it's NDC, NDC stays. If it's Jacob Freedom Caesar, he comes to power. Whoever the people decide on should be given power without any issues. I won't kowtow. I will do boot for boot. I won't do this. It's not needed. Not at this time. Anyway, so I'll have to bring in Philomena. I hear the word is kowtow. It's kowtow. Kowtow. Anyway, so Philemon, our topic is to do with the Galamsey issues, but let me quickly read some messages that have come in, and then I can start with you. So let me see the messages that have come in so far. Wow. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Already. Okay. So it starts from here. This one says that I want to tell EC that if this illegal transfer of voters lead to any chaos in the upcoming elections, EC will be the first target. From Ablade Ifyekuma Zongo Takradi. Instead of MPP telling us what they have done in the numerous laws, they are telling us that Mahama is a drunkard. Whether Mahama drinking is so we will vote for him. From Ablade Ifyekuma Zongo. Hi, beautiful. Good morning to you and everyone in the studios. In fact, your station is the best. Do you know that since I said KMJ doesn't read my messages, no matter how early I sent them, he never left my messages unattended to? I think if KMJ was... Oh, did you come to say things about KMJ or you want to talk about what's happening? Let me come to what you're saying. It says, I would like to use this opportunity to appeal to the DCE and the entire Solar Tuna Kalba District Assembly that the street light from the Kalba station to the Tuna Senior High School has ceased working since 2016. And some of the lamps has been removed from the poles. Please, if security reasons, for security reasons, and for the sake of the students and the general public who use the road at night, I honorably plead on the District Assembly of Sola Tuna Kalba District to kindly restore the street lights to that stretch of road. To lead us to solve Master Raman inside Tuna Salba. Okay. Makaila Jonas Adia inside Kerry, Ghanaians should never pay attention to John Mahama and the NDC because in their era, we had unprecedented economic failure to the extent that Madame Anita De Soso attributed to fall off the value of our currency to Sikagari and magicians charming unauthorized money. Worst of it is that Mahama cannot use just 4 years to accomplish these mushroom promises. Dr. Baumia and Napo can take us far, so let's support them. Regards to Honorable Ophelia Mensah Hayford. Meshok Asante says that I heard the incoming ex-president Nana begging Ghanaians to give Dr. Baumia a chance to become the president of Ghana. Chia, what an insult and disrespect to Ghanaians. So does he expect Ghanaians to vote for Dr. Baumia to come and continue implementing his Japadia book and also to cover his rot? Then he should start preparing for accountability because Ghanaians are going to disappoint him big time on December 7th. Greetings to Sedem Apenyo, incoming MP for Amasaman. Good morning. I have critically been analyzing both the NDC and the NPP manifestos and have realized that the NDC's manifesto are more pragmatic, realistic, and practical in the area of job creation. The 24-hour economy policy, the free national apprenticeship program, and the infrastructure expansion programs all aim at jobs and employment creation. From 7 January 2009 to 7 January 2017, Ghanaians have gave the NDC 248 billion Ghana cedis, and we can assess what they use the resources for. From 7 January 2017 to date, Ghanaians have given the NPP 1.1 trillion Ghana cedis, and the unemployment is on the rise. The NPP is not doing well at all. Ghana needs change. Francis from Adia. So I'll read one more, and then I'll start my conversation and come back to the messages. In proper democracies, people do the honorable thing by resigning or, in extreme cases, commit suicide when a statement they made resigning. Or in extreme cases, commit suicide when a statement they made turned out to be false. Dr. Baumia has lied to Ghanaians and has no shame. Unbelievable. This cannot happen anywhere. One district, no warehouse, one village, dry dams. All right, so I'll come back to the rest of you and read your comments. So, Philemon, I think I should give a brief on our topic to our viewers who just tuned in. Ghana Water Company Limited actually issued a communique just yesterday, and so I want to try to get just a little of the communique, and I think that we already have it, so we'll project it. Ghana Water supply challenges emanating from illegal mining activities. And I read, the management of Ghana Water Limited, that's the Central Region, wishes to inform all its cherished customers of water supply challenges within Cape Coast, Elmina, and surrounding communities in recent times. The recent demand-supply gap is as a result of inadequate raw water received at the Setre Heman Water Treatment Plant, that's WTP, as a result of Galamsey. Pollution of the Pra River along its course, and most especially at the catchment for abstraction, has reduced water embankment to the barest minimum. About 60% of the catchment capacity is silted as a result of illegal mining, that's Galamsey, compromising the quality of raw water. We are currently recording an average turbidity of 14,000 NTU instead of 2,000 NTU, designed for adequate treatment. Continues. Currently, the plant is able to produce about 7,500 M a day, a quarter of its installed capacity. The situation has caused severe inconvenience to our customers and consumers, and we sincerely apologize for this. Now, the last paragraph is very important to me. It says, your assistance is crucial in helping us restore the quality of the raw water and ensure a reliable water supply of clean drinking water, especially as we celebrate our most cherished festival. Afishiapa. And I ask this question, afishiapa anase enye afishiapa. Joy News, Joy FM, will bring you a documentary dubbed Poisoned Rivers. Our river bodies are poisoned. It's through Galamsey, whether we like it or not. How have these main political parties fought Galamsey? It's been a while now. The NDC, the NPP. It's been campaign promises. However, our river bodies are poisoned. Children born with cleft has been increased. We are seeing so many deficiencies, all because our rivers are poisoned. And I cannot wait for this documentary, which will be aired at 8:30 a.m. on Joy FM. So if you want to tune in, it's Joy 99.7 FM. Take a listen to how our rivers have been poisoned. Today we'll show you some pictures of before and after with regards to how some of these rivers are looking. River Ankobra, River Pra, and others. It's sad to see it. But then again, like I said, every election year, we are told that Galamsey will be fought, even at the expense of losing a presidential seat. What is not being done right? How can we curb this menace? How can we prevent shortage of water? They say water is life, but of course, poisoned water is death. My guests are seated for this conversation. Mr. Botre, good morning.
Good morning.
Kwesi Botre is representing the NPP this morning. How are you?
I'm very fine. How about you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You look good.
So thank you very much. And of course, I can tell how everybody has their diaries and their pens and their research done, and they are going to dissect into the topic. Now, I'll start this conversation with you, Philemon. I'll take a look at, what you as the NDC, you have said with regards to your fight against Galamsey, where you are saying that if voted into power, you invest $500 million into research and how you can fight Galamsey. Not just that, you're also saying that you will use the AI method to fight it. How are you doing this?
Very well. Good morning, Rosalind. My brother, incoming lawyer, member of the bar, Kwesi Botre. Good morning. And of course, good morning to the people of this country. The last time I had the opportunity to speak to President Mahama, he said that at every opportunity we get, we should let the Ghanaian people know that there is hope for the people of this country. That despite the depletion of all the natural resources we have in this country, he comes with a message of hope. But you see, Rosalind, let me start by saying something you just said that I find very, very, very profound. I heard you say water is life. Poisoned water
It's death.
is death. That's a very profound statement. So if you logically deduce from this statement and say this NPP government has presided over a regime where the water bodies of this country have been polluted to disastrous levels with a potential for death, the conclusion is that the NPP government is presiding over a regime where Ghanaians will die because of their inefficiency. Because you are a Leviathan, and a Leviathan has a responsibility to ensure that the power that we have entrusted in your hands is used well. But you have a regime where the NPP is presiding over its appointees, tacitly involving in Galamsey. I think it's most regrettable. Most regrettable because, you see, at the core of it is, it's very easy, and I keep making this point, it's very easy for you to attack the low-hanging fruits just because there's some group of unemployed young people who are doing Galamsey in some part of the country. It's easy to attack them and say they are the reason why the water bodies are getting polluted. But indeed, those that are complicit in the affair of Galamsey are politically exposed and appointed people of Akufo-Addo. It's on record. It's on record.
Some.
Whether it's some or not, they are appointees of Akufo-Addo. We know the example of Sir John. We know the example of Sir John. We know the example of Chairman Wuntumi.
But
we know the several examples of appointees.
You know, when we define illegal mining, there are so many definitions to it. Those that are using these should I say, unprescribed chemicals to try and get the gold, and those that don't have license. Because when you look at Chairman Wuntumi, he has a license.
It's even, you see, beyond that, there's also the other definition of those who go to mine in forest reserves.
Right.
Forest reserves are, there's supposed to be a buffer. A buffer where we help to protect the climate. But unfortunately, at least there are examples of NPP exposed persons who are mining in forest reserves. That's a matter of fact. So this is a problem that has been created by the NPP.
Mining in forest reserves, where we ended up seeing that they had the documents to it. that they were permitted to mine in these forests?
I'm not aware of any permission given to anyone to mine in a forest reserve, because when you look at the EI, the executive instrument, you cannot mine in a forest reserve. You cannot. That is what the law says, because the forest reserve has deliberately been left to safeguard the climate. So if politically exposed and MPP appointees are engaged in this disappointing act of mining in forest reserves, and the consequent effect is that they are polluting the water bodies. They are polluting the water bodies. You have the responsibility to provide water for the people of this country. But unfortunately, you are the same person who is ensuring that the water gets polluted. You have all the powers of state. You deploy the military. You deploy the police. You had Galamsey and all of that. But yet it is happening. We cannot forget that when majority of MPP appointees gathered in Malaysia, Nana Otumfuo told them that they are majority of the problems of illegal small-scale mining in this country. He said that. And they could not even utter a word in their defense. They could not. Not the president, not the vice president, not the minister for lands and natural resources, none, not even Chairman Wontumi, could defend themselves before Otumfuo. It speaks to the fact that this problem, as we have been confronted with, is a direct cause of this MPP government. But you see, we don't elect a government to create problems. We elect a government to solve problems. But unfortunately, this MPP government has presided over massive depletion of the environment, massively, to the extent that it will take years for us to restore the water in this country. But you see, I heard you talk about. I heard you talk about.
Yeah, how long will it take? Because if Ghanaians vote you into power, Ghanaians are not expecting you to say yes. Ghanaians are expecting you to act. And as you act, they're expecting to see
the
results.
The commitment of the NDC is that we will not have government appointees mining in forest reserves. The commitment of the NDC is that the military will be deployed. And you know what the NDC...
But the military has already been deployed.
The fact of the matter is that who is at the helm of affairs? What is the order? What is the enforcement regime? Look at Akufo-Addo. Of course, he has deployed the military, but what's happening? Does it speak to his competence, his ability, his reliability? We cannot rely on Akufo-Addo because everything he has done so far is a failure. And remember, this is a man that said he was putting his presidency
on the line. A failure to you?
I mean, to the people of this country. Look at the water problem we have.
No, but there
are you not disappointed, Rosalie?
There are people that don't feel that he's a failure, though.
Are you not disappointed that the water in this country has become so polluted that this bottle of water, for example, may be laced with some metals? Are you not worried about that? Are you not worried about that? That is the state of affairs.
I don't think there's anybody out there who is not worried.
We are.
It doesn't. You don't have to even be with any political party to say you are disappointed or you are not disappointed.
Exactly.
But to say that the person is a failure is where the issue is, because there are other areas that the President
Akufo-Addo is a failure. And specifically on the issue of illegal mining and the pollution of our water bodies, he's been a monumental failure. I owe no one an apology for this. President Akufo-Addo has looked in the faces of the citizens of this country and allowed the massive depletion of the environment. Does he think about his children? Does he? Does he think about your children, Rosalind? Does he think about the future of this country? And remember, this is a man that lied through his teeth and told the people of this country that he was putting his presidency on the line to fight illegal mining. If he were reasonable, and I'm using the word, if he were reasonable, if he were a man that meant his words.
He is reasonable.
If President Akufo-Addo meant his words.
Though.
If President Akufo-Addo...
He is reasonable.
Rosalind,
so.
I'm saying that...
No, but
that's the point. Because if any reasonable person will not allow the depletion of the environment at the expense of the mass of our people. Look at the babies who have...
You are speaking as though he hasn't fought.
You think that using the word reasonable against Akufo-Addo is a lesser crime than the cleft that's been occasioned to babies in this country? Is that what you mean? You think that people drinking water that is potentially causing cancer in their bodies is a lesser crime than calling Akufo-Addo reasonable and unreasonable? No. Akufo-Addo has presided over a regime where the people of this country have been treated as mere pawns. Pawns. Rather, he and his family and friends have gotten richer by the day. Richer by the day. To the extent that someone can come and say he's a governor of a certain part of this country. To the extent that someone says he's now building a palace because he's made so much money from illegal mining. If Akufo-Addo, and I'm repeating the word, were reasonable, were sympathetic, had cause to think about the mass of our people, he would have stuck to his words and then resigned. Because if you put your presidency on the line and all you have done is fail, and of course, lead Baumia in that failure exercise as well, you should be resigning in shame. You should bow your head in shame.
Talking about that, you know, whenever we speak about these things, we speak as though illegal mining started in 2017. It didn't.
It did not. But the fact of the matter...
Illegal mining has been there. I get where you're coming from. But illegal mining has been there for a long time. Even under, you know, President Tamils, the late President Tamils, we saw a documentary by Anas where illegal mining was on the rise. Yes, it's gotten worse. What can we do as citizens? What can we do as persons who live in Ghana to fight it? Because if we can take away political sentiments from here and look at the solution, because like I said, every election year, it becomes a campaign promise, but nothing happens. What can we do? We are looking for solutions.
The first thing the people of this country can do is to vote out the NPP. That's
But your time, what did you do?
Rosalind, if you ask me our time, what was the state of affairs, I'd ask you, the Ghana water during the time of the NPP, NDC, say that the waters of Ghana had become so polluted that they could not produce water.
How did you fight Ghana?
No, I'm just asking you, did the Ghana water ever say that? No. Was there mining in forest reserves? No.
How did you
I'm making the point. I'm letting the distinction. You should know the distinction between the NDC and the NPP. To make it look like during the NDC time the same thing happened, it's not
the same thing, but
the
Galamsey
same thing
was
did not
there.
happen. Of course, but there was effort at combating Galamsey, and those efforts yielded results. That's why our water was not a problem during the time of the NDC. That's why during the time of the NDC, it wasn't the case that you open your tap and water doesn't flow. That's why during the time of the NDC, we contributed 77 million gallons of water to the national stock. That is the commitment of the NDC. And that's why President Mahama is promising that when we come to power, one of the things we'll do is that we'll deploy the Minerals Commission to the various districts across the length and breadth of this country, and they'll have a direct supervisory responsibility of mining in the various districts of this country. That's one of our commitments. Of course, you mentioned the $500 million fund, which is going to be a direct effort at ensuring that the lands are reclaimed, because without reclaiming the land, we are going to have more pollution of the water. But you see, another thing that is happening from this is the fact that our cocoa production has reduced significantly as a result of the government's failure to handle illegal mining. Today, our tonnage of cocoa has reduced significantly. Are you not aware of that? Today, Cocoa Board is making less money. Are you not aware of that? Today, Cocoa Board cannot go into the global market to do a syndicated loan because they have lost credibility. Their accounts are in the tatters. Today, it is easier for people to cut down cocoa trees to mine. Not because they want to, but because the economy has been so messed up that it is wise for some people to do that. And that's as a result of policy. You see, policy determines everything. Leadership is cause, every other thing is effect. So if as a leader you are not able to lead, steer well, you will lead a situation where things happening as it happens.
So where does AI come in?
I mean, that artificial intelligence is one of the means by which we're able to deploy as a means of fighting Galamsey. AI is important because the world is now technological, and to the extent of its technological advancement, artificial intelligence is one of the tools we can deploy. And there are several examples of them, several examples of tools we can. But you see, the fact of the matter is that we are departing, the NDC is departing from a state of affairs.
So for the AI, you are going to use the AI to do what? To restore the land or to identify
There's a thing about
who
supervision.
is into illegal mining or what?
There are
What
several ways AI can be deployed.
Okay.
AI can be used as a means to check supervision. You can use AI, for example, to check supervision, to see what's happening, the rate of depletion of the environment. AI can help you do that. AI can help you simplify records. AI can help you know those that are complicit in the affairs of illegal small-scale mining. These are all the options available for the use of AI. And remember, AI is a matter of coding. And once we have sharp brains, and you remember, President Mahama has promised that we are implementing a $3 billion investment where young people, smart guys, can be technologically aided to utilize their brains. They will code, they will be involved in the global affairs of this country. They are the people who rely on such that their ideas, especially on AI, can be used and deployed for the benefit of the people of this country.
Okay.
Let us not forget that the state of affairs when it comes to water, how water is, look, open your water. This morning, there was no water in my house.
All right, so
There was no water.
Talking about that, you can send in messages to us as well with regards to our topic for today. We are talking about how we can fight Galamsey, because Ghana Water Company Limited is telling us that Galamsey is affecting supply of water. They've told us about Cape Coast. They started with Obuasi. Obuasi communique came 2 weeks ago. Cape Coast has come. Like I said, even in Accra, although communique hasn't come, people are still feeling the effects now. So let's hear your voice this day. Today, this morning, what do you think as government we can do, or as citizens we can do to help fight Galamsey? The NPP government have been doing a lot. They have actually deployed the military there. They have, purchased some boats. They've bent excavators and all. But we haven't seen results. Rather, we have seen, I don't know the word to use, because when these topics are very very dear to your heart, sometimes you forget the words because you are looking for a word that is deeper from the common word that you speak on daily basis. Kwesi Bote, let me bring you into the conversation. I really wish that, you know, we will let Ghanaians know how we can fight it. I know for the NPP government, you have said that you even get, you know, gadgets for the young ones who are into these mining to help them identify where the gold is to prevent them from destroying our water bodies. And you said you do other things as well. Can you please explain what the NPP government will do if voted back into power to fight Galamsey?
Rosalind, good morning to you. Good morning to Council and my senior. And good morning to our cherished viewers. Rosalind, Galamsey is a very serious matter. In fact, we all consume water. And when you open your tap in the morning, it doesn't know that you are NPP, you are NDC,
exactly.
You are New Force. And so when we sit aloof and supervise over the destruction of our water bodies, at the end of the day, we are all going to be victims. You cannot sit in Accra and think that you do not care about the operations of Galamsey in Sefiyo also because you have no relative in the western region. You might not know. The water from Sefiyo also is what flows through to Accra. And so Galamsey we need a collective effort in fighting Galamsey. And for me, I think this government has done very well in the fight against Galamsey and illegal mining because for the first time in our history or in our political dispensation, between 2017 to date, this is the first time Galamsey has been a critical part of our national conversation. And this is because of the efforts that has been made by the New Patriotic Party.
Basically, reiterate what you just said.
I'm saying that this is the first time that Galamsey has been a very critical part of our national conversation. That you tune in your TV in the morning, you realize that all TV stations are discussing Galamsey, discussing illegal mining.
Since
from 2017 till date.
It's today that we are...
No, I am saying that it has become a critical part of our national conversation. During the tenure of President Kufuor, President Mills, President Mahama, there was Galamsey.
Okay.
But it wasn't really a critical part of our national conversation.
Now it makes sense, yes. Okay.
That's the point I'm trying to make. And this is because of the efforts put in place by the President Akufo-Addo-led government, to the extent of the president saying that he's putting his presidency on the line to make sure that we fight Galamsey. That is one of, for me, the boldest commitment any political leader can make in fighting a particular situation. But I think that when it comes to the issue of Galamsey, sometimes we should take the national approach. It's not everything we do NPP and DC about. Coming here, I didn't intend to do NPP and DC with Galamsey. But listening to Senior has clearly painted Galamsey, NPP, NDC matter. If we want to politicalize Galamsey, then it is the NDC that has failed Ghanaians. What happened to your 2013 Interministerial Committee in fighting Galamsey? They gave up. The sector minister, then Honorable Inusa Fuseni, then publicly announced that they have given up on the fight against Galamsey.
So I like the fact that you said today you are coming to speak on national issues of how we can fight Galamsey. So I want to hear what you have for us.
I'll come there.
Morning.
But Council here respectfully has peddled a lot of untrue statements here. And allow me correct it respectfully.
Which one?
I'll come there.
Okay.
To start with, Council mentioned that appointees of President Akufo-Addo and NPP members.
Some appointees.
No, you said some. He said appointees of President Akufo-Addo.
But when I said some, he corrected it, though.
No, he didn't correct it. He said appointees of Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
And NPP exposed persons are engaged in Galamsey. Council, you are a legal practitioner in good standing. You know you cannot make claims without evidence. Where is your evidence to substantiate the fact that members of the New Patriotic Party are engaged in Galamsey? You do not have such evidence. What you are doing here is just engaging in propaganda because there is no evidence to back your claim that exposed persons of the NPP are engaged in Galamsey. He mentioned Wontumi, and you corrected him that Wontumi or Akwanta mining has the required license to engage in mining activities in this country. Wontumi is not engaging in Galamsey. If you don't know, please get your facts right. But saying members of the Akufo-Addo administration are engaged in Galamsey is totally not true. It's absolutely a lie. We know the people who in
you agree that
2016.
there are some people.
We know the people in 2016 during the electioneering, 2020 during the electioneering period, when government was fighting so hard to fight Galamsey, and as a result of which we lost several of our mining constituencies. You go to Western region, Western North, we lost several of our mining constituencies due to the fight against Galamsey. We had officials of the NDC, including Kweku Boahen. He was then the National Deputy Communications Director of their party, going around telling the Galamseyers that Muhammad Yoba Obama went to Galamsey. No. In fact, we heard their flag bearer saying that when he comes, he's going to free the Galamseyers.
What I remember him saying was that he will legalize it to enable them. So if he's legalizing to prevent the illegal activities from happening, he will legalize and make sure that they use the right method to prevent the
former
destroy
President
of our
Mahama
water
say
body. That is what I remember.
Did former President Mahama in 2020 say that when he comes, he's going to free Galamseyers? Yes, he made that statement. You can Google and verify. He made that statement categorically that when he's voted for into power, he's going to free all persons convicted for Galamsey. That is the former president's position. And my senior here also mentioned that President Akufo-Addo is not being reasonable. I think sometimes, let's be very, decorous in some of the words. President Akufo-Addo, for Christ's sake, is the president of the Republic of Ghana. He's the commander. He's your president. He's my president. And so when we get the opportunity to speak to the Ghanaian people, let's not try to paint our leaders in a certain direction. But to say that President Akufo-Addo is not reasonable, then I'm free to also say that your former president is also deceitful and not truthful and a dishonest person. In fact, he is not just. In fact, the former president. In fact, no, Rosalind, I'm making a point.
This morning,
no, he said President Akufo-Addo is not reasonable, and you allowed it to pass. No, Rosalind.
I didn't allow it to pass. You know I didn't.
But you didn't allow him to retract it. He should have retracted it. No. To say that the president of the republic is not reasonable,
but I didn't allow him to pass.
No, but you should have allowed him to retract it. That's the point I'm making.
No, you don't tell us what to do for our.
Then allow me to also proceed respectfully.
What I'm saying, you have made a point, but I'm saying that we really need to solve this issue.
I agree.
You said you were here for a national conversation.
Of course, I was here for a national conversation, but you allowed him to say that President Akufo-Addo is not being reasonable.
What did I say?
You didn't allow him to retract it. You didn't allow him or tell him to retract it. So allow me make my point. The point I'm making is that the flag bearer of the NDC, Rosalind, the point I'm making is that the flag bearer of the NDC, former President John Dramani Mahama, is the most deceptive, dishonest, and untruthful politician in this country.
That's from you.
That is my opinion.
Okay.
And I am saying so because in 2012, this is their 2012 manifesto, advancing the Better Ghana agenda. In 2012, go to page 62 of their manifesto. They told us that when they come to power, they were going to amend the Minerals and Mining Act to ensure that they stop Galamsey operations in this country. This is their 2012 manifesto, paragraph 2 of page 62 of their 2012 manifesto. Let's ask ourselves, were they able to amend the Minerals and Mining Act? They failed. They lied. They lied to Ghanaians. After Ghanaians voted for them in 2016, and in 2012, per these promises, when they assumed office, they couldn't amend the Minerals and Mining Act to fight Galamsey. They lied. It was MPP that in 2019, we've been able to amend the Mineral and Miners Act.
So has a Mining Act, the question here is, has the Mining Act stopped Galamsey?
But it has played a role in...
Which role? Can we see? Wait.
No, it has.
I really wish that we take a look at where we are today. I think that Ghanaians are sick and tired of playing politics with our Galamsey. We need water. And all we are getting this morning is the two of you sit here and you play politics, please. You play politics with our Galamsey. Let's take a look at how bad our water body looks like this as of today. No, gentlemen, wait. As of this morning, and let's solve the problem. It's about time we stop this, and your president is this, and your flag bearer is this. Has it solved Galamsey? No. And we amended Minerals. Has it solved Galamsey? No. Take a look. There's a video of how River and Cobra is even looking as of today. If the video is available, I want the viewers to see the state, and now the two of you should speak to issues and let's solve our problem. I'm not saying it's this is that. It is the two of you that are doing this. we are not here this morning for that.
Rosalie,
let's go into
I
our
agree.
issues.
You just
Thank
mentioned
very
that.
much.
Rosalie,
Take a look. Take a look. Everybody should take a look at the condition of River Pra. And we are here talking about this president did this, and that president did this, and this president. Has it solved our problems? Today we are sitting here, we might not get water. Today we are sitting here, people are giving birth to children with clefts. And all we are talking about is president did this person did this, and this person did this. Can't we solve the problem?
You mentioned that amending the laws. What has amending the laws got to do with solving Galamsey?
I said, has this? I didn't say
has it solved Galamsey?
Has it solved?
Has it solved Galamsey? Then you should interrogate the NDC 2024 manifesto.
I'm not
this
here.
Rosalie,
I am here
please,
to let us talk.
Rosalie, allow me make my point.
Can we please? I will allow you. But
you allow me please make my point?
I made you make your point to a point.
No, I laid the preamble. I'm making my point, and
Okay.
so far you've been interjecting me.
Because you see, you actually started by.
No, but you allowed Philemon to play politics with the issue, so allow me respond equally, respectfully, Rosalind. No.
I have.
No, you should allocate me the same time and give me the same audience to respond to the inaccuracies Philemon La has channeled out. I haven't finished.
What else are you going
to
to
You are interjecting me. I haven't even made my point.
Whatever.
Philemon La spoke for 15
quiet.
minutes. I've just spoke for 4 minutes.
Hey,
so please allow me.
Hey, my brother.
This is the NDC 2024 manifesto.
Don't join the Line Brigade.
Look at their page 61 of their manifesto, paragraph 2. Amend the mineral and mining law to impose severe punishment on mining in water bodies. And so if we are making the case that amending laws do not play any role in fighting Galamsey, I haven't said you've made that point. I'm just saying that if we are making the case that amending laws do not play any role in Galamsey, then we should interrogate the NDC manifesto.
I didn't say that.
Rosalind, as I proceed.
Wait, Kwesi.
I haven't said you said that.
No,
I haven't said you said that.
Before.
But I haven't attributed a statement to you. I haven't said you have said that. I am making a general proposition. I haven't mentioned you
No,
here.
you can make your point, but I'm just saying that before we have people cutting certain parts of the show and putting it on social media, I did not say that. And
I haven't said you've said
Thank
that.
you. Let's continue.
Again, Philemon made an untrue statement here that for the first time in this country, we've had Ghana Water Company issuing statements that our river bodies are being destroyed because of Galamsey, and so it's possible we may have water challenges. I agree, and I have said on this show that I think that Galamsey is a very serious issue that we all must look at. But it is not true to say that this is the first time the Ghana Water Company has issued a statement to say that Galamsey is destroying our water bodies in 2015. And in fact, I'll read a story to you. On 12th August 2015, the headline of the story is, Bia River polluted by Galamsey activities, Ghana Water Company Limited. In 2015, the Ghana Water Company issued a statement that there's likely to be water crisis in this country because the Bia River has been polluted by Galamsey activities. And so this is even a testament to the fact that in 2015, Galamsey activities was on the rise in this country. Who was the president of this country in 2015? And so don't paint a picture as if the NDC, during the NDC's regime, Galamsey operations were not visible in this country. Under your government, Galamsey operations was on a rise. You set up an interministerial committee, you failed. Your sector minister, Inusa Fuseni, admitted on TV that he has given up on the fight against Galamsey because NDC, led by your former president, failed the fight against Galamsey. And that is why Dr. Baumia is telling us that he is going to leverage on so far what the President Akufo-Addo government has done in fighting Galamsey by making sure that, as I speak to you, nobody is mining in our forest reserves. There's been a ban on mining in our forest reserves. Currently, even those with legitimate licenses have been moved out of the forest. Currently, nobody is mining our forest reserves. Dr. Baumia is saying that when voted for into power, he is going to deploy drones to monitor our forest reserves and our depleted mining concessions, so that when people enter into the various forest reserves, we can easily identify them, and we will not have to send soldiers by road to go and check or to go and sleep in the forest to ensure that people don't come into the forest. If you have the necessary technology, we have drones in this country. You could just even be in Accra, deploy drones to wherever you want them to be, and monitor, even get pictures of people involved. And sometimes when we put them on TV, we may embarrass them and they may even stop. These are all measures that we can put in place. Dr. Baumia has also promised a minerals development bank that just like we have the Agricultural Development Bank that sustains farmers, we are going to have the Minerals Development Bank that is going to help the miners, you know, in purchasing the right equipment so that they do not purchase mercury and use fines on our river bodies and what have you. So the government is going to assist the small-scale miners to make sure that they do things properly. And also, Dr. Bawumia has said that, Rosalind, to be very fair with you, I have been to several Galamsey constituencies during the 2020 elections. And you go there, and illegal mining is a major source of employment for most of these young people over there. And so to say that, or for any government to promise that we are going to stop illegal mining totally or small-scale mining totally, I think it's not possible. But what we can do is to regulate it and make it legitimate. And that is why Dr. Bawumia is telling us that when voted for into power, per what this government has done so far with regularizing the small-scale miners into the or illegal mining into the community mining scheme, he is going to leverage on that to ensure that these young people are trained, given the necessary equipment, given the necessary tools to ensure that they engage in safe mining. And not to say that we are going to sack all of them, because if you look at the number of people and even the contribution of the mining sector in our economic growth, I mean, it's very significant. And so I think I agree with Dr. Bawumia when he says that he is going to transform the illegal mining sector and regularize it, implement the necessary laws like we have done in 2019. And so we can trust Dr. Bawumia, but cannot trust the other political party. I think that when we do that, we can come to a very firm conclusion of fighting Galamsey.
All right. So with regards to that, we'll take a look at how our river bodies used to look like and how they are today. Current state of our river bodies. Looking at how Galamsey has been fought. Looking at, you know, over time, over a period. And like I said earlier, when we take a look at the NDC, Galamsey was there during their time. Galamsey is still there now. How do we fight this? That's the question. And for us this morning, we are only looking for solutions. It's just sad that we have two politicians who sit and accuse each other. I think that we should go beyond this because Galamsey is a collaborative effort. If we really want to fight it, it's not about political parties. Not about it at all. So let's see our messages that have come in this morning. And gentlemen, when I come back to you, let's try as much as possible to see how best we can fight it with our manifestos. Let's not attack any personalities this morning, please. So this one says that, let me see, I have a lot of messages coming in. Okay. Wow. All right, so I'll start with this one. Says, Mensa Majid from Bechim, Toronto says, my regards to the Honorable Charles Akwesi Asiedu, incoming MP for Tano South constituency and the energetic FOCA members. President Anado has delivered by giving us the largest pit in the world. NDC will never cancel free SHS. They will cancel the traffic lights for students who spend more time in school rather than in the house. The 24-hour economy is a game changer. Power belongs to the people and will make this government the exit point on December 7th. There shall be massive campaign launch for Toronto and Burkina Ward in Bechim on September 6th. Good morning, Rosalind. I wonder where all these voices speaking about peace issues were when 8 people were killed in 2020 elections, when people were shot in Ayawaso West elections. The hypocrisy in Ghana must stop. There can't be peace without justice. E.A. Metal Nuno Jr. Good morning to everyone. I want to appeal to the young ones should reject MPP and Bawumia in the upcoming election. Mr. Mahama and Professor J. Nana are ready to transform this country if we elect NDC to power. NDC will provide quality education, quality healthcare, and a 24-hour economy will happen live under NDC. Abochi Philip from Kita. Good morning, host. We need a change of government, not an upgrade to state capture by Akufo-Addo and his Achim Mafia. We don't need an upgrade of the killer taxes and pension head cuts, and we don't need an upgrade of kinky parties and daily scandals. We don't need an upgrade of a Japadia by Akufo-Addo with this tribal regime that's fought against the Lutein Brigade and the tribal government. Pa Willie, please, okay. A country where politicians drink from hypocrisy, bath from sycophancy, sycophancy and eat from bribery and corruption certainly cannot win a fight against Galamsey. This government has proven to be a colossal failure and it comes to illegal mining. These people have sacrificed the welfare of Ghanaian people to gratify their personal interests. It's really sad. Daniel Akpaliok from Sandema. See, for me, this goes beyond even the political parties. And that is what we are talking about this morning. Yes, we are looking at their manifestos, but we are looking at the implementation of these manifestos and how we can use it to fight Galamsey. I really, 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 really wish that when I come back to them, these men will tell us how we are fighting the Galamsey. That's what we need this morning. Let's not. Okay, so, and it's not about party A doing this, party B doing this. It starts from somewhere. And if you don't curb it, it gets worse. Good morning, Roslyn. We know former President Mahama have nothing new to offer. We, the youth of Ghanaians, he has been president before. Under his watch, we experienced Dumso youth unemployment, council both teachers and nursing training allowances, etc. Basai Komla Mayataya Sikan. Good morning, Roslyn, and your panelists, especially Mr. La. This issue of illegal mining is a problem of the media. Why? Because what happened to the parents? The president's promise of putting his presidency, his presidency on the line for this act. Has the media questioned him on that? The only way to solve the problem is, first of all, to vote out this government and bring in the NDC party. So many partisan interest is involved in this. So it's only a different party that can put an end to it, from Haj Sharan Tamale. I'll say again, any message that I read that will blame a political party, I'll say that it's not a political party, it is a collaborative effort. Good morning, Roslyn. The NPP has destroyed everything in the country. They have destroyed the economy, the city, the water bodies, the farmlands, forest reserves, and education system. The elephant family has nothing good for this country. They came to create, loot, and share. In fact, it will be dangerous to vote for Baumia and Napo to continue the mess. May God bring John Dramani Mahama to come and hold them accountable. From Solomon Zenu Martin Luther. Good morning. The NPP's digitalization is not the way for Ghanaian youth at this moment. 24-hour economy is the way. Digitalization is a liability because it only takes away money from our pockets through buying of smartphones and data. But I don't blame Baumia for this comment on Ghanaians. Don't need day-old chicks. What they need is one Ghana cedis phone for digitalization. 24-hour economy is an asset because it brings jobs to the youth and put money in their pockets. The economic students will choose spending money to making money. Anytime the NPP explains the digitalization, you'll see that it's not linked to job creation, but money spending, which is you can sit in your house to do A and B with your smartphone, as if they've given us some smartphones and data. Masaraman inside tuna solar, tuna kalba. All right, I'll read just about two more and then I will come back to my guest here. So one, good morning, madam. Only criminals can defend NPP party. Oh, what are you saying? This one, below the belt. Alhaji Hamza Pig Farm says, good morning, Roslyn. I'm sad this morning. Mr. President told us he was ready to put his presidency on the line to stop illegal mining. Today, what are we seeing? As we speak today, the government passed LI 2462 to allow mining in our forest reserves. Who does that? We were told by the Mineral Commission and the Forestry Division that Akonta Mining Company has no permanent permit to operate in our forest reserves. Quickly, the president jumps to the defense of the Akonta Mining Company simply because the company belongs to a chairman of the NPP in the Ashanti region. Chairman won to me. Okay, so this one is an allegation, actually, because it's more of an allegation. So, okay, so I think, let me read this one. Good morning, Joy Prime. The NDC and John Dramani Mahama, a.k.a. Dead Coat, think that Ghanaians are having short memories as they keep on dreaming. This is a serious country that needs people with bold ideas that can take our dear nation forward. Instead of these comedians who are preaching to research so that they will go back into the period of doom. So 3 months payment, police, not being a magician in job creation, free SHS, not possible, and many others. This person keep on talking about KMJ. What has KMJ done to you? Anyway, this will be it. I'll come back and read some of the other messages. All right, so back to the topic. I want us to take a look at the current state of our river bodies as of today. The reason why we are having this discussion, and like I said earlier, I wish we put away partisan politics and have a conversation, a national dialogue with the two politicians here, looking at their manifestos, what they would do to help us fight Galamsey. So let's take a look at these river bodies.
By peace. The Ghana Water Company continues to post challenges affecting the processing of water for the consuming public. At their water treatment plant here at Sechahiman, illegal miners continue to mine very close to the intake point of the company. The water treatment plants, once efficient hubs of purification, now resemble battlefields. Here, modern equipment struggles against overwhelming turbidity levels, constantly straining under the burden. The filtration systems, once designed to handle sediment-free water, now groan under the weight of heavy metals and salts, leading to frequent breakdowns.
So the Sechahiman water treatment plant was designed with turbidity levels of about between 800 to 1,000. But now we hit turbidities of about 11,000. Yeah, yesterday I think turbidity was about 9,000. So turbidity, like I told you, you can say is about how unclean the water has become in terms of silts. So water or a treatment plant that is designed to abstract water without silt is now abstracting the water with silt.
Professor David Kofi Suman, an esteemed environmental scientist at the University of Cape Coast, sounds the alarm on the relentless Galamsey activities ravaging Ghana's rivers and water bodies. With a deep sense of urgency, he highlights the catastrophic impact of chemicals seeping into these waters, posing a grave threat to the health of countless Ghanaians.
You see, those days when we clarify water, we use just the water stands for some time and the sediment drops and it becomes clean without adding much chemicals. Today, because of the nature, it's mud. It's not water. They are squeezing water out of mud. And so they will have to add a lot of chemicals, alum, to be able to settle this thing that we are talking about.
Sad to see this morning, and it's affecting us. Today, we are getting water shortage. We are having an increase in babies born with cleft. Who's to be blamed for? Citizens? Politicians? Who? Because this is getting bad. Could it be that the politicians cannot find the cause, and so it's difficult to even fight it in the first place? Could it be that citizens are just being greedy and all they think about is their stomachs? Well, I'll start this conversation again with Philemon La. They have told me that there is political season, so even if I try, they'll still go political. But please, let's try and solve the problem.
The NDC is the most committed party when it comes to the fight against Galamsey. And you see, like I always say, leadership is cause and every other thing is effect. I'll ignore the tangentials and stick only to the main facts. Yes, my brother makes the point that no official of the MPP was fingered in illegal Galamsey. And I said, have you suddenly forgotten the report of Professor Frimpong Boateng?
Wait.
The chairman of the interministerial committee.
Wait. Let me let you hold on. I asked the question and I want answer to the question.
I'm getting to it.
No. I need
Rosalie.
answer. It's live television. I wish I had more time to talk about
Rosalie.
somebody's report and all of that. I
Rosalie.
said, I asked the question, is it that citizens are greedy and so we are destroying our water bodies at the in fact, we are getting money at the expense of the water body? What's the right question, Kra? you have thrown me off.
Most of the time, MPP messes up the country, and when it's time for us to call them out, that's when I hear the media saying, oh, let's call for a national conversation. National conversation. Where were you when they were messing up the state of affairs? Not you, I'm not speaking to you directly. The fact of the matter is that this media house independent, fearless, credible. Your guys, Erastus Asaridonko, what work has he not done to expose the corrupt involvement of the MPP government in Galamsey? He's done so much work. Erastus has done so much work in the last 7 years. Are you not aware? He's revealed them for who they are. So it should not be the case that when those revelations are made and we are calling them out for who they are, that's when you are talking about a national conversation. National conversation without first of all identifying that the MPP is the problem.
Philemon.
They are.
Philemon. Let's again, I come back to the same thing again.
I'm telling you what the NDC option on this is.
Relax. People vote. People do Galamsey. If we take a look at the president's speech in 2020, he did say that he lost a lot of votes because he was fighting Galamsey. Could it be that you don't want to lose votes from the people, and so fighting Galamsey becomes a challenge as government? Again, could it also be that the government is struggling to even know the root cause to be able to uproot that root that is causing this Galamsey?
It is because government officials are complicit, so the government cannot shoot its own. That's basically what the matter is. And again, I refer you to that report, which is a matter of public record. It says that Professor Frimpong Boateng, a former chairman of the IMCIM, in a 36-page document titled has fingered some government officials and private citizens. Persons cited in the report as being involved in illegal mining include Lord Comey, Charles Niteko Tegu, Frank Assedu Bekoy, A.K. Protozwa, James Joseph Albert Kwam, Charles Owusu, Kojo Owusu, Afriye, Captain Reta. He lists them in the report. A report by the Minister for Environment and Science.
Okay,
he has listed members of this MPP government who are complicit.
But we still have to use it as an allegation because until proven guilty, you are a part of.
We remember.
The bar, and so you know better. You know that when somebody writes a report, it doesn't mean that the person has been found guilty. It's a report. How do we stand on the report and say that, because of somebody's report, this person is guilty? If I hate you and I decide to write a report and put your name in there, do I hold you? Do you say the person is this, that?
Rosalind, are you aware of what Article 88 of the Constitution says?
What is it?
Article 88 puts in the hands of the Attorney General the prosecutorial powers of states. So it is only the Attorney General, who is an appointee of the President, that can prosecute matters like this.
And also found guilty?
Oh, Rosalind, I think you should let me make the point.
Okay.
So since the Attorney General has not initiated the prosecutions, how do we conclude the matter?
Exactly.
So the point I'm making, Rosalind, I mean, you should let me flow. The point I'm making is that the will of this government to fight Galamsey is absent. If they had a will to fight it, a minister of your own government has listed out appointees of your party as complicit in Galamsey. Any leader that meant well for this country would have instructed his Attorney General, go ahead and prosecute them. That did not happen. So the point is that the MPP government has no will to fight Galamsey because their members are complicit in the same act. You read the message from one of your texters who said that even before the various investigative bodies could conclude their investigation on the allegations against Akonta Mining, the president exonerated him. Is that a fair thing to do?
Let me ask
Rosalind, is that a fair thing to do?
Before you say the president exonerated him, was he found guilty?
I'm saying before the investigative body...
Was he found guilty?
Rosalind, you're not understanding the point.
No.
The fact of the matter is that investigative bodies are supposed to investigate. And before they did that...
If the NDC government comes to power,
Rosalind,
what will you do?
I think that...
No, wait. If the NDC government comes to power, what will you do?
Rosalind, the fact of the matter is that the NDC has the will to fight corruption in every form. The NDC has the will to ensure that the young people of this country are helped to mine sustainably.
So how are you fighting this corruption, this particular corruption? You did mention that the Attorney General was, put in position by the President. So how are you going to fight? Are you removing the Attorney General?
No, of course, when the NDC comes, there will be a new Attorney General. And President Mahama has demonstrated that he can instruct his Attorney General to prosecute crime.
Okay.
The example of Abu Ghapele, wasn't it President Mahama who ordered his Attorney General to prosecute? Yes, that is a willingness to fight corruption and ills in society. If you're a president and you are committed to expunging from the social setting of your country any form of, let your Attorney General act well. And that's what President Mahama did. He got his Attorney General to prosecute his own appointees. So President Mahama is saying that to the extent that his own appointees will be involved in illegal mining and mining in forest reserves, his Attorney General will prosecute. But this MPP government has failed to do that. So that's the distinction. While the NDC will use Article 88 effectively to ensure there's prosecution, the MPP has failed to do that. And for 7 years, they have failed to do that. That's the point. So compare the MPP differently from the NDC because we are not the same. Our commitment to illegal small-scale mining is absolute.
But how
We
did you
believe that
fight illegal mining during your time, though?
during the NDC's time, the records are there. We didn't have Erastus Asare Donko having cause to do all of these investigations and showing to the Ghanaian people
How did you
muddy.
fight illegal
Rosalind, you should
mining
let
in
me
your
make my
time?
point. We did not have Erastus Asare Donko bring out all of these documentaries because those problems did not exist. That's number one.
Are you saying
number
there was
two,
no illegal
there was
mining?
the will.
Anas did an expose on illegal mining.
I'm making the point.
Okay.
There was also the will by the president and by the John Mahama government to ensure that illegal mining was unattractive. To say that the minister at the time had given up is most unfortunate. That is not true. The NDC's commitment has been robust. We believe that young people will be supported to mine sustainably because the resources of this country belong to the people of this country and are held in trust for the people of this country by the president. But unfortunately, this president for whom we have entrusted the responsibility to is now allowing only his family and friends to mine. Don't you
allegedly. Allegedly.
Rosalind, this allegedly. No.
No.
That is the point.
You are
the
making
record
a point,
is there. The
but you are
report
making a
by
point
Frimpong
on-
Boateng is there.
Wait.
Rosalind,
wait.
I'm speaking based on the report of Professor Frimpong
please,
Boateng.
please.
He lists members of this
Please,
MPP government who are complicit in illegal mining.
Please.
That's a fact.
Please, Philemon. You see,
It's a matter of fact.
Philemon, you want to make your point, but you are not making your point on your social media page. Neither are you making your point on your own.
I am citing a
you
document.
Are,
I have cited a
so
document
anyway,
and said that's
let
what
me
the
bring.
document
Let me bring.
The
Kwesi
document from
Butcher in.
Professor Frimpong Boateng fingers members of the MPP as complicit in Galamsey. That's a matter of facts.
Please come in.
He just said that, allow me to respond to this personally, because he said I said the minister, the former minister for lands and natural resources giving up on the fight against Galamsey is a lie. He said it in this studio on the Joy Super Morning show on 16th September 2016. He said that the fight against Galamsey has not yielded the desired results. These were the words of former Minister for Lands and Natural Resources.
But does it say he has given up?
Please.
Where does he say he has given up?
Please allow me to make my point. He said he hasn't achieved the required results. Therefore, he has given up on the fight. And so I haven't lied here. Rosalind, you asked a very simple
You just passed something without
question.
showing proof
Please,
of
I
it.
was quiet when you were speaking. You asked a very simple question. That the two political parties, what do we intend to do to stop Galamsey? The NDC has no plan in fighting Galamsey. DS is just to engage in the rhetorics, the antics, the populist style, lie to Ghanaians, sugarcoat things, and come to power. Because they themselves, they are involved in Galamsey. The MPP, Dr. Baumia says that when voted for into power, and again, let me also add to the fact that John Mahama has been president before. What did he do in fighting Galamsey? What has been John Mahama's contribution in fighting Galamsey? The Ghanaian people must know he has been president before. He has been commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces before. He has supervised over natural resources before. What did he do? He did zero. His scorecard is zero. President Akufo-Addo has mentioned that he has put his presidency on the line. And putting your presidency on the line by inference means that losing your presidency. And he paid for that during the 2020 elections. Dr. Baumia is promising that when voted
What
for...
is the results as of now with regards to Galamsey?
We lost them all the mining
No.
constituencies.
I mean now. We look at the state of Galamsey now. What is the results after the fight?
Oh, I can say that we've made significant improvement because
Really?
but for the fight, it would have been worse. And Rosalind, you see,
We are seeing
and
worse things,
Rosalind,
and you are telling us that but for the fight, it would have been worse.
You see, the fight against Galamsey is not only the fight of the president or the fight of Kwesi Butcher or the fight of Philemon or you.
This is what I wanted us to go into.
Rosalind, you listen. It's a collective effort. Let's not paint the picture as if it is only politicians involved in Galamsey. Pastors are involved in Galamsey. The chiefs, who gives the land to the Galamseyers? It's
What
the
have you
chiefs.
done about it? That's the point.
The Ghanaian,
What have you done about it?
the ordinary Ghanaian in the various communities, the various Galamsey sites are also involved because they are the very people who will go and stand by the roadside, and when the military or the police is coming,
They
they'll
give
call
them
the
money.
Galamseyers.
And they even give them money.
They'll call the Galamseyers. And so we need a collective effort in fighting Galamsey. And so Dr. Baumia is promising and giving us a renewed assurance that when voted for into power, God willing, 7th December 2024, the first thing he's going to do is to ensure that the lands that have been destroyed will be reclaimed. That's the first thing he's going to do. The second thing he's going to do is that he's going to simplify the small-scale licensing regime. Because, Wesley, you realize that if obtaining a license. It's very difficult. That is when people will try to do things illegally. But if you soften the procedures in obtaining a license, people will be, at will to apply for licenses and to do the right thing. Dr. Bawumia is telling us that when voted for into power, he's going to ensure the strict adherence to our mining laws and regulations. Because I believe that we do not need new laws as is being promised by the NDC. And so we need to make sure that the existing laws are being adhered to and people are acting in consonance and in compliance with these existing laws. Dr. Bawumia is telling us that he is going to ensure that our forest reserves are vigorously protected. Because if we destroy all our forests, that is what makes us Ghanaian. And so Dr. Bawumia is promising us that he's going to make sure that our forest reserves are protected. And so, Rosalind, when it comes to the matter of corruption that my brother was trying to, go, we all know the political party that is most corrupt in this country.
All right,
we all know.
Let me ask you this. You made mention of reclaiming of the land. If, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is voted into power, he will help with the obtaining of the license. Now, as of now, he's the flag bearer of the NPP. As of now, we are seeing water shortage. Why can't we start reclaiming the land now for Ghanaians to understand that, even though I am not the president, I can still liaise with the president because the president is fighting this. It's a menace. It's something that is affecting everything. It's something that the president told us. Sorry, Philemon, are you okay? Okay. It's something that the president told us that he's putting his presidency on the line. Now, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has a solution. Can't we implement the solution now? Do we have to suffer with giving birth to children with cleft? Do we have to suffer with a shortage of water all the way into December 7th before we start fighting it?
Rosen, thank you very much. You see, I have heard so many people make the case, a similar case like you are making out. Why is Dr. Bawumia waiting till he's voted for into power? Ghana, we run an executive presidency. Ghanaians, the point, Rosen, are you listening to me?
I'm listening to you well, very well.
In Ghana, we run an executive presidency. Dr. Bawumia has not been president before. Let me come to, before I answer your question, let me come to the reclaiming of the lands. Currently, NALEP, the National Alternative Livelihood Program, has taken the initiative to reclaim our lands, but then they do not have the required legislative backing. It's just an office at the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. So Dr. Bawumia is saying that when he comes, he's going to make sure that there is a whole, legislative instrument backing these people, because sometimes you go to reclaim a land and the people will try to fight back, and you do not have any, legal backing to do whatever you are doing. And so he's going to ensure that there are regulations and legal backings for these institutions. Now, on the matter of why Dr. Bawumia is not doing the things he's supposed to do now, Dr. Bawumia is not the president of the Republic of Ghana. He's the vice president. And to be very fair to ourselves, we have all read the law.
That's what I
Rosalie, I'm coming there.
But you know, I made a point. I didn't say that. Why is he not doing? I said, why is he not liaising with the president? Because the president did say that he's going to fight. If you have an able person who is one day going to be the president of Ghana, who has all these fantastic ideas, like I said, it's a nationalistic agenda. It's not just, partisan agenda. So at this point, he has the ideas, fantastic ideas. Implement it now. Let's not look at it as, this person is president. Let's see even one being implemented. Not as vice president, not as a Ghanaian who is very close to the presidency.
Rosalind, a vice president cannot implement any policy.
No, I didn't say that. I said...
No, you said he should implement it now.
I said liaise with the president and let it be implemented, because we are all driving at one horse.
And that is why I have just told you that there has been an initial, approach to reclaiming our lands by setting up NALEP. I have just told you this. But Dr. Bawumia is saying that when he becomes the president himself, and when he has the power to do things on his own, he is going to make sure that there is legislative backing, to support the operations of those involved in reclaiming our lands. Rosalind, Dr. Bawumia, as the vice president, can only make his suggestions at cabinet. It is incumbent upon cabinet and the president to take it or not to take it. Because we run an executive presidency. And so sometimes, let's be mindful when we ask the question of why is Dr. Bawumia not doing it now?
How are we supposed to be mindful
because
of
because by law. By
but
law.
I asked a question.
No,
and
by
I said,
law. No,
liaison-
Roslyn.
no.
Roslyn, by law. By law. By the Constitution.
if
Roslyn,
you
allow
say-
me to land.
if
Roslyn,
you
respectfully
say-
allow me
wait,
to land.
wait,
Respectfully.
let me
Respectfully allow me
wait,
to land.
wait.
No, just give me the audience to
let me
land.
talk about
Respectfully
feminism.
allow me to
No,
land.
I'll let you land, but I just want to see when you say let's be mindful of our questions. We are here in this country. We've seen liaison with the president with digitalization, haven't we? It's been done where we've seen him tout himself with it. Even when he went to see the nurses and they said they hadn't received some allowance, he liaised with the president, they got paid. It's done. We've seen him implement these KIA's policies. It's been done. Liaison. Why can't he liaise with the president when it comes to Galamsey?
And I am telling you that there's measures have been put in place. I have just told that he has liaised with the president.
We hear you.
There's been NALEP. But you are saying that. Why is he not implementing some of the policies? And I'm telling you that, Roslyn, if you
I
read...
didn't say he should implement that.
Roslyn,
Liaise with the president. Don't change my words,
if you read Article 60 of our Constitution, it is very clear. The Constitution says that there shall be a vice president of Ghana who shall perform such functions as may be assigned to him by this Constitution or by the president.
There's a difference between saying that he should implement and liaise. You have liaised to do digitalization. You have liaised to do KIA policy. You have liaised to do a few others. But when it comes to this, you are telling me
no, I have told I have answered
okay,
your question on one leg.
Anyway,
No, Roslyn,
yes,
I have answered your question on one leg that he has liaised with the president to ensure that NALEP has begun the processes of reclaiming our lands.
All right, that's
but
it.
No,
the point has been made. You don't have to continue.
No, but the point I'm making is
made.
that to implement the things that he's promising, he needs.
I give him more time than you.
No, our time is done.
I gave you
no,
more
you
time
got your
to
time. You got about 10 minutes to make your point. Anyway, so this is all time will permit us for this morning, actually.
What
do you want to say?
Oh, there's a group of young people in this country who are going to pick it at the finance ministry. They are called Operation Loot.
Okay.
Operation Recover All Brigade.
We shall pick it to bring the
we shall pick it at the finance ministry and take our
Trading Enterprise for doing this for us and for you at home for sending in your messages. Today, I have so many messages. I did about 60%. I wish I could do all, but because Galamsey is very dear to our hearts, we had to, dedicate most of the time to this particular conversation. And we say this, that please and please again, let's all help to fight this menace. We need to fight Galamsey. Let's not look at it as a political fight, but rather as Ghanaian fight. What can we do as citizens to fight Galamsey? Let's do it together. We can do it. Okay, go to Franco Trading Enterprise for all your gadgets, whether mobile phones, television sets, CCTV cameras, and even many more. We have them. You can download the app on your phone, Franco Trading app, or visit our website, www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone pair fee. It's time for you to play the game. So you dial *281#, *281#, and play the game for us to give you 1,000 Ghana cedis. Yes. So our first draw is happening right after sports. And so play the game *281#, *281#. Now, the more you play, the more your chances of winning. Make sure you select number 7, which is Joy Prime. Now, there are other options, but don't select any of them. Select number 7, Joy Prime, and you stand a chance of winning up to 1,000 Ghana cedis this morning. We have What's Trending coming your way. And of course, today we are going into the Pong Katamanso constituency to listen to what the people there are saying with regards to their states that they live in. And we'll have the Member of Parliament who will join us, and of course, the one who is also vying on the tickets of the NPP also join us to listen to what the people are saying and see what they can do to help the citizens who live in Port Katamanso. So you need to stay glued to your television set for these conversations, because today is definitely all about election 2024. My name is Roslyn Felly, and my guests have been Philemon La Asqua, who represented the NDC, and of course, our very own Kwesi Boche, who represented the NPP. Gentlemen, smile a bit, smile. That's all. My name is Roslyn Felly. We'll be right back. Just stay with us.
Newsflash was brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, fun pair fee. Newsflash was brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, fun pair fee.